I'm in my kitchen now. I'm sorry if the sound is awful. It's going to be really echoey because it's pretty empty in here. Anyway, I really want to try and make my candles now. I've never made candles before, and you know, normally when I'm around like hot stuff, I end up like burning myself and stuff. So we'll see how it goes. I think I'm gonna look up, you know, how to actually make candles first, and then just hope for the best. I think that I've got all the things that I need. Let me just check. Okay, these are all the things that I think that I need. So I have soy wax pellets, and then I've got a aluminium jug to melt the wax in. I don't know what this tiny little spoon is for. I don't feel like I need that. In here, I've got some cotton wicks, and what is that? Well, I mean, that looks like a tampon applicator. Oh, I see, it's to put the wicks on. Sorry. Okay, and then I'm guessing these are to hold the wicks in place. And then I have some vanilla fragrance oil to try and scent my candle. And then I'm gonna do it in this teacup. This is a teacup that I have that has no saucer. Can you see this? I don't know if you can see this. I have a 3 up here, so I have this teacup already, but that one's got a saucer and this one doesn't. And then inside this are different crystals. So I figured they could be, you know, good as decor for the top. So I think what I have to do is put the wax in there and then get a pot of boiling water and then use like a bain-marie, or you might call it a double boiler, and melt the wax and then just pour it into my candle. I mean, I guess I have to stick that at the bottom first. Just gonna give it a go and see what happens. I got this candle the other day from TK Maxx, and it keeps making me really want a cappuccino. It actually looks like quite realistic, save for the kind of glittery bits. Like, it looks like real foam. Now, mine's probably not going to come out that good.
A few moments later.
I just had to answer my door and now I have no idea what I was saying. Oh, I think I was about to tell you, my dog is being so noisy right now. Molly, why are you being so noisy, please? You've got big clattery claws all over my floor. You're being super noisy while I'm filming, bro. You are. You've been super noisy while I'm filming, and you brought mud in. Because you're a cheeky popple. You are. Yes, you are. You're a cheeky popple. Goodness. Okay, so I had to answer the door, and then my dog was being noisy, so I forgot what I was saying. I think what I was about to tell you is that the teacup that I'm using is actually made locally. So it's made, well, at least it's made where I grew up, where I was born, which is the Potteries. And the Potteries is famous, as you might expect, for pottery. We make like a lot of china. I'm saying we. I've never made any china. Well, apart from some random pottery classes when I was a kid, perhaps. But you know, the royal we are famous for our china. So I think all the cups I have are from here. So I guess it's pretty cool, like having a homemade candle in a cup that's made very near to me, you know? Oh, you know, speaking of where I'm from, I have had a few comments lately about my accent. Not 1, not 2, but 3. 3 comments about my accent. Mostly making fun of the way that I say book. And I warned you about it, you know, I warned you about it in my first ever BookTube video. I can only apologise about my accent. The absolute audacity of starting a BookTube channel when your accent prohibits you from being able to properly pronounce the word book. Well, I've been thinking about it, and I think that I'm saying it right. Book. So that's my evidence that I'm saying it right. The rest of the country and other countries are saying it wrong, and I don't want to hear another word about it, frankly. No, I really don't care. But it is unfortunate, isn't it, that the word that we're most known to not be able to say is book. And I have to say the word book and booktuber all the time. Book, luke, kook, These are the words that the Potteries dialect, the Stokey accent, are known to not be able to say. And yeah, it's just kind of ironic that it's the word that I need to use the most. Anyway, let's crack on with these candles. Okay, so I poured the wax in and I started putting like the petals and stuff on top, but I wasn't sure if they were going to stay on the top or if they were going to sink, and some of them are now sinking. I have no idea how long it takes for the wax to set. So I'm wondering whether to put this outside for a bit because it'll be much cooler out there and maybe it'll set quicker, but I have no idea how long it takes. And then I think I need to put in the crystals when the wax is a little bit set but not too set, and I have no idea. I have no idea when that'll be. It smells really nice though. I put in a load of vanilla and it smells really good. I do know that after it's set that it has to have time to cure. Again, I don't know how long for. I really should look into stuff more before I do it. It's definitely too wet to put anything in now. It's hardening like really quickly on my little spoon. I think I might put this outside so that it's just as cool as possible. Oh wow, that's starting to solidify really fast out here. Okay, I just popped it outside and as soon as like the cold air hit it pretty much, it started to solidify a bit on the top and look more waxy, so hopefully it won't take long. But yeah, my petals have sunk. I do these petals myself, by the way. I mean, that's a weird way of phrasing it. What I mean is that I pick petals and I dry them on like a wicker basket and some tissue paper, and I dry them for a bit, and then when they're fully dry, I break them down and I put them into these little jars, and then I use them, well, for various things, but obviously they'll come in useful for like these candles. But I use them to like decorate things, I use them to make like spell jars and stuff like that. So yeah, I use them for a lot. Oh, and I also use them to throw in my bath. So I'll like draw myself a bath and then throw loads of rose petals and lavender in it, and yeah, it's really nice. Except for that one time when I put in this herb by accident. I'm not sure what it was, but I got a bit of a rash. So apart from that, it's nice to do. Not sure why I told you that. I think I will just sit and read for 10 minutes while I wait for that. Although I should probably tidy up first. Okay, change of plan. I'm just gonna tidy up and then I will check on the candle, and then I'm gonna sit and do some reading. Okay, here he is after 5 minutes. Now I'm hoping that that's not too solid to put the crystals onto now. So let's just carry this back in. Oh, this is weird. Double filming. Breaking it apart. Is that what I want? Oh, should I be using like a tool, a metal tool? That seems wise, doesn't it? You know, so that I don't just get my fingers. And then I'm thinking maybe Green Adventurine, or was that? It might be too big with all the others actually. Maybe the Howlite. Was that a bit weird if it's just kind of poking out? I don't know if Howlite's safe under heat, so actually I'll go with the Obsidian. And then I'm going to use my poking device. I mean, this definitely isn't going to be flat. You know when you see like a nice flat candle? That is not going to be what this is. Whatever. That's fine. This is fine. It's fine. Okay, I'm going to try and add some petals back to the top. Wow, it doesn't look like a candle you buy, but I mean, isn't that part of its charm? Right? Yeah, so it definitely doesn't look like store-bought, you know? The thing is, it's one of a kind. It's unusual. It's nice, it's different, it's unusual. You know what, they make this look really easy on the videos. They're like, oh, it's so simple. You can just do it at home and anyone can do it. Clearly, I am not anyone. Okay, so there it is. I'm going to wait for it to dry and then cut the wick. And then I'll have a candle that doesn't look like the most aesthetic candle, but it is cute. I also didn't get it quite full enough because I just wasn't sure how much wax it would need to fill it. So I did try it. I measured the wax in the cup, but I don't know, I guess with it oh my god. I guess with it disappearing. that it's gone a little less full. Whatever, I'll burn this one, I'll try it again in the future, and you know, it's cute, she's cute. Pretty sunny today, you know. It's like one of those days where it's really cold, but it doesn't look like it is. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. You seen this adorable new mug that I got? I just saw this and he came back and was like, yeah, you know, sure, why not? The only problem is, didn't see this. Hand wash only, that's not really my vibe, you know? One of my favourite commercial candles and my candle. I have this like terrible urge to like put my finger and poke it through, even though I know that that would just be me being burnt by hot wax. I swear when I'm filming, everyone decides to be super noisy. Because at first I have my dog clacking around with his little clackety feet, and then the door goes and the loud doorbell thing goes, and now the rag and bone man is coming down. So all you can hear is rag and bone being shouted really, really loudly. Do you have Rag and Bone Man? I don't know if Rag and Bone Man is a British thing or not. I'm gonna look it up. Okay, it's a good job I looked that up because apparently no one outside of the UK would have known what I meant by rag and bone. Rag and Bone Man are like scrap metal collectors and they drive past shouting rag and bone at the top of their voices, and then they collect your scrap metal, and traditionally they would also collect rags and bone. Now they really just collect like your old metal, and like you have to be careful leaving anything in your drive because they will come and get it if it's made of metal. I mean, a rag and bone man actually took my gate. Like genuinely, my gates are made of metal and we'd taken it off because we were like doing some work outside, and we'd put the metal gate just lying on our wall in the drive, and the rag and bone man just came by and just took the gate because he thought we'd left it out for scrap. Anyway, they keep interrupting me in my video. That was the point of this, and now I've rambled. I'm very rambly. Okay, so it's time for a little bit of reading now, and I'm going to be reading Any Which Way You Can by Amanda M. Lee. And this is a cozy murder mystery book, and I know that it's set in a small town, and I believe that it's about a witch or like a family of witches, and they discover a body, and I think it's, yeah, just trying to work out what's going on in the town. I think there might be maybe multiple murders, I'm not sure. I'll start reading and I will let you know. I realised that Charmander is next to me, but he's my son's, and before my son went to school he told me that I wasn't to move Charmander and he's to stay there today, and I am following that instruction. So Charmander's going to be in the video with me, guys. Alright, I'll speak to you in a bit. Okay, so in this we have Bay, who is a witch and a journalist, and she's a witch who can see ghosts, but not all of her family, who are also all witches, can see the ghosts. So I'm quite a bit into it actually now, because it's just one of those books that you can just kind of fly through. The writing's it's very easy to read. The writing's just, it's very simple, not in a bad way. Sorry, my dog was just walking across the floor, so I was just letting him go before I carried on. Yeah, not in a bad way. It's just quite simple. I feel like I can probably fly through this pretty quick. Anyway, Bay is this journalist, and she basically finds this dead body, and it's the body of a teenage boy in a corn field, like a corn maze. And she starts to work with the police to, you know, try and find out who the killer is. And you do have to kind of suspend your disbelief, because I don't know why the police are letting her do this. But they are. Anyway, she sees his ghost, and very inconveniently, when she speaks to his ghost, he can't remember who killed him. And obviously it's another one of those moments where you kind of have to suspend your disbelief, because why wouldn't you remember? I mean, look, I don't know what ghosts would or wouldn't be able to remember, but it's very convenient, well, very inconvenient for her. I mean, obviously there would be no book if he could just be like, oh, well, it was them. But yeah, this ghost can't remember who killed him, and it's kind of explained off as, or maybe they've lost some of their most recent memories because of the trauma of the murder. So, you know, fair enough. And like I say, obviously the writer kind of had to do that, because otherwise we'd just have the murderer revealed straight away. So fair enough. There is quite a lot of like banter going on between the main character and like her family. Like, it's definitely got like some humor in it. Like, it's not like really funny, but it's definitely some like funny moments in it. I will say it's kind of darker than I expected, because I've very much seen people speak of this as a cozy mystery, and like it is, but like it's probably a darker cozy murder mystery than most, I think. I'm going to continue, and I will update you again in a bit. Okay, I'm about 50% of the way through now, and obviously I don't want to give spoilers, but I will say that there's been another murder, and it's another teenager, but this time a teenage girl. And once again, our main character Bay can see their ghost and speak to their ghost, and now the two ghosts can speak to each other. And yeah, there's a real weird mix in this book of things that are quite dark. I mean, the murders are pretty dark. I mean, obviously because they're murders, but like the way they're described is pretty dark, and how they're killed is pretty dark. It's definitely darker than I would normally expect in a murder mystery. Anyway, so yeah, it is a lot darker than I was expecting, but it's got some like funny moments in, and it has got that very cozy feel, and it has got those small town vibes, and yeah, the other elements that you'd kind of expect to find in a cozy murder mystery. I guess you could also call it like a urban fantasy, like a light fantasy anyway. It is very much like set in our world, just with witches. I like the relationship between her and her family, except for there is a lot of bickering, and some of it I'm finding funny, and then other bits of it, you know, I'm just like, I'm a bit over like you're bickering now. But you know, it is kind of relatable, isn't it? Because that's just what families do. At least, you know, a lot of families, they bicker with one another. So yeah, it's kind of relatable. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I do think it's a really nice, cozy read. It's one of those like turn your brain off books, okay? It's just a nice cozy book. I'm not sure whether to carry on reading again right now, or whether to do something else for a bit. I'm kind of tempted to do a little bit of cross stitching, so I might do that. I'm partway through a project. I nearly finished it. Hang on, let me get it. Okay, this is my cross stitching box. It's very cute. And I have all of my supplies in here. I just pricked myself with one of the needles, even though I knew they were there. And I did this the other day, you know, organised all of my threads. I mean, I'm sorry, but how satisfying is that? I think that's satisfying. Right, here's the cross stitch that I'm partway through. I just thought this would be so good for Halloween. So it literally, you can see I've done all the writing, I've done the stitchcraft part, and I've done some of the decorations. My dog's hair is showing up so badly on this. That's the only problem with using black. My dog is like very multi and he's like a cream colour, so whenever you put black on, it just doesn't work out very well. But yeah, I've done a lot of this. I've got to finish the top bits here, and I've got to finish there's no decoration at the bottom yet, so I need to finish all of that. Oh, I got this pattern off of Etsy, by the way, and I made sure that I got one that was done by a human, not by an AI, because there are just some terrible AI cross-stitch ones on there now. I look at them and I'm like, that's not real, you can't even do that stitch. That's not a real stitch. And they're selling like 50 things for like a tenner or something, or you know, when these take hours to make. So I got one off a real person, and it was Stitchcraft by Emily Morris. And yeah, so these are the patterns. Look, mine are very crumpled and stained. But yeah, I might carry on with that for a little bit. I might do it while I watch some Bake Off. That sounds pretty cozy. I was in the middle of my cross stitching and then my battery just died. So I finished the bit I was doing, which was like drawing these little cute pair of witchy scissors on it. I couldn't film for much longer anyway because it's time to go and pick my son up from school, so I'll either speak to you in a little bit, or if not, I will catch up with you tomorrow. Good morning. It's 2 days later now. I couldn't really film an update yesterday because all I did yesterday was just very boring work stuff. I spent work and editing. I spent the morning doing about 3 hours worth of video editing, and then in the afternoon I did all of my work for my business, and then in the evening I did more work, spent some time with my son and did some cleaning. So it was a very boring day, so there was no point vlogging it. I mean, look, it was just a very typical day for me, if I'm honest, because that really is my life. But you know, it's kind of boring to watch. So anyway, today I'm hoping to actually get some reading done because I didn't get much done yesterday. I did finish that book I was reading because I finished it when I went to bed. So I will update you on that. I'm just gonna make my breakfast first. I'm pretty late having it today. It's like 9:30 now. I got up, took my son to school, came back, had a shower, washed my hair. That's why it's all like this. It dries like super wavy and goes all over the place. Anyway, those are my pancakes. I'm gonna make myself some pancakes for breakfast. I say make, like these are store-bought pancakes. Just gonna put some fruit with them. Got blueberry pancakes with raspberries, strawberries and blueberries, and then of course Canadian maple syrup. Oh yeah. Too much on there, never mind. Breakfast done. Okay, so I'll give you my final update for Any Which Way. I really enjoyed it in the end. It wasn't like my favourite cozy murder witch book. Is that a category? Cozy murder witch book? Whatever. It wasn't my favourite of those type of books, but I did still really enjoy it. And I didn't actually work out who the killer was, so that was nice, because a lot of the times I think, you know, when you're reading those like murder mystery books and you just, yeah, you work out who the killer is and then it makes it a little bit more boring. I will say there were some bits along the way that did slow down a bit in the book, but overall it was just like a fun cozy read. But I think I said in my last update, it's not as cozy as some books in that category. I think just because the murders were kind of darker in it. I mean, I'm saying that like all murder isn't dark. It was just the way it was described. It was a lot darker than in some other books. I quite liked the main character in it. She was kind of sarcastic. I really like how she could speak to ghosts in it, and I really liked how the ghosts spoke to each other. I thought that was, well, I haven't seen that in another book, so I thought that was kind of fun. And yeah, overall, I would recommend it as like a fun, cozy, witchy read, but it's not like my absolute favourite. Now, I'm planning on reading a couple more books today, and the first one is going to be a very quick and cosy read, and that is Garlic and the Witch by Bree Paulson. And sorry, my dog's being all noisy again. I've read this before and just, yeah, really enjoyed it. It's super adorable, just very easy to read. I'm kind of funny with graphic novels. I sometimes find them harder to read than a normal book. I think because with a graphic novel, obviously you have to follow both the text and the pictures, and for some reason my brain tries to break them down separately. Hey, Rocky. And yeah, my brain can struggle to break them down separately, and for some reason it wants to analyse the words first and then the pictures rather than just taking them in as a whole thing. But it doesn't do it as much with this one, and I don't know why that is. Sorry, distracted by the cat now. My animals are always distracting me when I'm filming. They want attention, and now my dog's over there looking on with jealousy. Anyway, what was I saying? So this is really cute. This is the second one of the series. I do have the first one, Garlic and the Vampire, but I think I lent that to someone, and I can't actually remember who I lent it to, but whoever it was, they've still got it. So I only currently have this second one. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have a little reread of this, and then I'm planning on reading an arc, which sounds like it'll be perfect for this time of year. And it's called The Devil She Knows. Because it's an arc, it hasn't got the cover to show you on the screen, but I will tell you about it when we get to it. Yeah, it was super cute, just like I remembered. I think this would be great for children who are just going into puberty. I mean, the recommended age is 8 to 12, so that's about right. And mostly because of the themes in this. So there is a lot of themes of like transformation and your body changing. And so for Garlic, she's becoming a human, and there's a lot of questions of, what if I don't want to change? What if I don't want my body to change? What if I don't want to be a human at all? Which, you know, maybe some of us can relate to. And it's just done in a really sweet way. And I wanted to reread it because I'm planning on filming a video about cozy witchy reads, which I might film that later today, actually. So I wanted to reread a couple of the books that I'm planning on putting on that list, just to make sure that they deserve to be on the list. And that's also why I've been reading several new to me witchy books at the moment as well, while I tried to compile the list. I think next up I'm going to read The Devil She Knows. Okay, I'm just looking it up because, like I say, I have this one as an ARC, an advanced reader copy. So I'm not sure exactly when this is coming out. Let me just check. Okay, it's coming out on the 23rd of October, so perfect time for Halloween. And it's The Devil She Knows by Alexandria Bellefleur. There's an image of the cover. Yeah, I think that's a really cool cover. I really like that. And I will tell you what it's about. Okay, so it says it's a hilarious and It says it's an hilarious, spooky, forced proximity Sapphic romance. Samantha Cooper is having a day from hell. In less than 24 hours, her life is unravelled, leaving her single and nowhere to live. To top it all off, she's trapped in an elevator with a gorgeous woman claiming to be a demon. Daphne is not at all what Sam expected from someone claiming to be an evil supernatural entity. Pretty, witty and dressed in pink, she's here to offer Sam a deal. 6 wishes in exchange for Sam's soul. With nothing left to lose, Sam agrees. After all, she only needs 1 wish to win her ex back. Daphne is nobody's fool though, last of all a pesky human trying to trick the system, so she grants each wish with a twist that forces Sam to make another. As Sam desperately tries to outsmart the devilishly beautiful demon, she soon begins to wonder whether the woman of her dreams might actually be the stuff of nightmares. Yeah, so I don't know, I thought that sounded fun. It's only got 13 reviews on NetGalley so far, and I don't want to look at any of them because I don't want to taint my own reading experience by looking at the reviews. I can't help but see what the average is though, and it looks like it's sort of averaging just below 4 at the moment. Okay, I'm going to start and I will update you in a bit. Okay, thought I'd give you a little bit of an update. I'm enjoying it so far. I'm not that far in, I will say that, I'm only about 10% in. But yeah, we meet Sam and she tells us about how she basically proposed to her girlfriend Hannah, and Hannah rejects the proposal. And instantly, I'm not liking Hannah. And I'm sure we're not meant to like Hannah, but I really don't know why Sam would want her back. And I don't just mean because she rejected the proposal. It's like how she did it. So this happens like right at the start, and it's more that Sam's thinking back, like we don't see it, but she's thinking what happened. Basically, Hannah tells her that she's not the woman that she fell in love with because she's basically very boring and she sits in watching her comfort TV shows like British Bake Off and she loves her pets too much and she doesn't want to go out enough. And I was thinking, wow, Hannah would not like me. She was basically saying all of these things that, you know, most adults find comfort in doing, and then being like, and that's really boring and you're a boring person. And for some reason, our main character Sam just really wants to get back with this woman. So she goes into the lift, or elevator, and she meets this woman in the lift who seems to know everything about her and about Hannah and about their relationship, and you know, obviously she doesn't know why that would be. And she basically says that she doesn't think Hannah is a very nice person, and Sam's like, what do you know? And I'm already agreeing with the woman in the elevator because I don't like the sound of Hannah either. Now, I highlighted a bit in it because there's part where the woman in the lift says, you must be a little bit of a masochist, mustn't you? And then Sam thinks, who the hell says mustn't? Do people not say the word mustn't? I say mustn't all the time. Why wouldn't you say mustn't? Oh, you mustn't do that, you mustn't do that. I know that this book is written by a Canadian author, so do you not say mustn't in Canada? Do you say mustn't in the US? I didn't know that people didn't say mustn't. This reminds me of a few months ago when I was speaking to an American person online. She told me that you don't use the word fortnight over in the US. I don't mean like the game, I mean as in like 2 weeks ago, a fortnight ago. Something happened fortnightly. Apparently, I sounded super old worldy to her because I'd said the word fortnight, but we use it all the time here. It's just a really common use word in the UK, like everyone uses it. So would you really not say fortnight over there? Do you not say mustn't? I need to know. I'm gonna do a little bit more reading and then get some lunch. Hi, it's actually a couple of days later again. I'm sorry, I think the last time we spoke I was gonna go off and have my lunch and do some more reading and then update you again. And I did go off and have my lunch, but then I just didn't update you again. Everything got really hectic, and then yesterday was like really hectic as well. I just had so much work to do and stuff, and my husband's not very well, so there was just a lot going on. So yeah, now is like the first chance that I've had to sit down and update you. The good news is I did finish the book, so I did read a bit more that day, and then I read a little bit more yesterday and finished it when I went to bed. And yeah, I did enjoy it. So it had some issues with it at the same time. Like I liked it, but there was definitely some issues with it. So I think what I was up to was Sam had met Daphne, the demon woman, in the lift. And the demon woman, Daphne, she had basically offered a deal to Sam and said, you can have 6 wishes and I'll take your soul. And Sam thinks that she can, you know, outsmart the woman by not using all of the wishes. And her main goal is like, the only thing, her only goal is like she wants to get back with her ex. And I think I mentioned before that I already wasn't getting why she'd want that, because her ex seemed kind of cruel, like in the way that she rejected her proposal and the way that she ended the relationship. It was it was done in a mean way. Like, she seemed kind of vindictive. So I wasn't really understanding why Sam wanted to win her back. But also, it does seem realistic because we fall for people who aren't right for us. And, you know, I've definitely seen this. And I've seen this, like, in my real life. I've definitely done it myself in my past. And I've seen my friends do it as well. Where from the outside, you're like, what are you doing? But, you know, you can't see it. So it's realistic. Anyway, obviously, she takes the deal. Now, I want to update you on the rest without giving spoilers, because obviously this is all near the beginning, but I will go over broadly kind of what happens. And I will say, it was pretty fun, because basically Sam tries to come up with these wishes of how, you know, what she could do to get back with Hannah, her ex. And she comes up with all sorts of ideas about, like, you know, Hannah would like it if, like, she had money and was more successful, and like, what if she was just like the perfect woman for Hannah, and she basically just comes up with all of these wishes, and every time they go wrong in an unexpected way. And we get to see each of these lives played out, which is pretty fun. It's like looking at, you know, on a kind of alternative timeline, if you want. I will say that because we kept seeing it played out, it kind of, the story was a little bit repetitive, but not in the way that we saw the same thing being played out, because each scenario was so different. But what did infuriate me was in each one, you could just see what just a sucky person Hannah was. And that is the technical term, okay? She's a sucky person. And she was just like she just wasn't a good partner. And you got kind of, well, at least I got kind of frustrated with Sam, thinking like, come on Sam, realise it. And I knew, it's pretty obvious that the actual romance is going to be between Sam and Daphne. So you're kind of waiting for her to just realise that Hannah sucks. And that did get a little bit frustrated, and I was kind of waiting for the romance to kick in for quite a while. Because, you know, it is billed as a romance, but like, there wasn't really that much. Not really, because that came in later on. But yeah, it was fun, and they had some just kind of funny scenes, but then you did also have to really suspend your disbelief for this book. But then, you know, of course you do. Like, she's meeting a demon in a lift. Like, I'm fine with that, because I think like the book doesn't take itself too seriously, so I'm not going to like take it too seriously either. But yeah, we go through these kind of wishes. I will say the ending did actually end up pleasantly surprising me in a way. Basically what I thought would happen happened, but there was a few extra details, and it was written in a way that I didn't expect. And I can't really say more than that because of spoilers. So overall I enjoyed it. I do think there was like a lack of tension between them though. I wanted more of a build up, and I didn't feel like we got enough of their romance. So yeah, I felt like it was a mixed bag. I enjoyed it. I think like it could be a fun read, and I think some people will absolutely love it. For me it was like a 3.5 stars, which, you know, is good. It's just not great. Anyway, I have a video that I want to film today, and I can't remember if I already mentioned it earlier in the vlog, but basically, I think I did. I want to film a cozy, witchy reads kind of video, so I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna need to make myself look a little bit witchier, because I don't look very witchy at all today, you know? Not very witchy, so let's go and make me look more witchy. I'm gonna get into my witchiest dress now, ready for my witch video. I'll see you in a minute. What do you think? Too fabulous? So look, this is my best witch outfit, and it is just like one of my regular dresses that I wear for, you know, I don't know, nights out, on the rare times that I go out at night. I'm like, am I in frame yet? Can you see the hat? Oh yes, she cute. Now, this is just my regular hat. No, no it isn't, but it is my Halloween hat. So, oh, and I already had these earrings, so I thought they were perfect. Gonna go and record my witchy video now. Oh, I really want to take you along to show you that, but I record on this camera, so that's going to be tricky. I don't know if I'm able to like do some weird Inception thing where I'm recording on this and then I've got my phone recording this one so I can show you. I'm not sure. I'll see what I can do. But for now, I'm going to go and film that video. Just kidding, I need this. Next up we have one of my absolute favourites on this list, and it is Garden Spells by Sarah Addison Allen. Oh, I just love this one. This one is so enchanting. Ah, hi. I don't know why I did it like that. I've just finished filming my Cozy Witchy Weeds video and, you know, loading it onto the computer and all of that kind of boring stuff. I was going to start another book on here, and then I realised how insanely long this vlog would be, because when I was uploading that video I also uploaded some of my vlog footage, and apparently I already have about 3.5 hours of footage for this, and that is too much. And it already takes me so long, like so long, to edit these, and I don't really think I'm good at vlogs. Like, full disclosure, I don't know if I'm going to keep doing vlogs because I'm pretty sure I suck at them. Like, I do watch other people's vlogs and I find them kind of comforting and cozy, but I don't think I'm good at doing them. Look, all of my editing takes hours, frankly. So many hours. But the vlogs, putting together so many pieces of different footage, the last one I think took me 3 days to edit. Like, seriously, 3 days. So maybe vlogs just aren't for me, I don't know. And you know what, it's like when I watch other people's, like, I don't find them boring, I find them really relaxing, but when I look at my own footage I'm like, God, this is boring. So I'm not really sure. Like, if you really like the vlogs, then let me know, because it's not like I don't like doing them, I don't think I'm very good at them, and maybe it's just one of those practice things, and maybe it'll come in time. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling on now because I'm just giving myself even more footage to edit. And yeah, it's coming up to, what time is it? Hang on. It's much later than I thought. It's coming up to 6 o'clock now, so I'm gonna go downstairs and tend to my sick husband. Making it sound really bad. He's literally got a cold, but he's got, like, you know, he's got what he describes as a man cold, so he's kind of wandering around like, whoa. Anyway, so I'm gonna go downstairs to my husband and son now. I will see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.